So this is iQOO 9, and for the pros, iQOO 9 Pro. And probably these are the most hyped phones for 2022 because iQOO 7 was a bestseller and even it was our best smartphone of the year 2021. And in terms of specs, here are the specs of iQOO 9, iQOO 9 Pro, iQOO 9 SE. This video will be more of a practical use. So the question that has to be asked is, how is iQOO 9 different from iQOO 9 Pro? And should you consider iQOO 9 or iQOO 9 Pro? And we also have this special small box. We'll talk about it. Well, this is Pratik. You're already watching TechVisor, and this is unboxing and overview of iQOO 9 and iQOO 9 Pro. So this is iQOO 9 Pro and this is iQOO 9, and if you look at the front of the box, same text, same BMW Motorsport, you can't say which one is which. And one really interesting thing is you get a phone, of course, and the case on iQOO 9 Pro is same as the back panel. Without cover, with cover. It's the same. And the case also has a good texture finish, same carbon fiber look as the back of the phone. And you get a normal transparent case with iQOO 9. And one more interesting thing is you get a 120 watt charger, which is also a PD charger. So see here, I can charge my laptop or other PD devices with the same charger. Good job, I love PD chargers. And rest you have USB-C to Type-C cable, Type-C to 3.5mm dongle, which is new, RIP headphone jack, paperwork, SIM ejector tool. Now mostly I'll be talking about the iQOO 9 Pro, but I'll tell you whenever what's different with iQOO 9 as well. So see here at the bottom, you have a Type-C port, speaker, dual SIM card slot, and here you have a volume button and colored power button. And see, iQOO 9 has this orange color power button. It's cute. You know what? Company should give you the option to select the power button color at least, just like you have the option to emboss something. That would be so cool. You get an IR blaster at the top on iQOO 9 Pro. And here you have the second stereo speaker, and here's the audio quality. The stereo suppression and clarity is really good, but I don't feel it's the loudest stereo speaker out there. Now both iQOO 9 and iQOO 9 Pro have stereo speakers. You also get a metal frame as well as glass back. And this is a carbon fiber finish. So you'll see this stripes over here. And iQOO 9 Pro has this very large fingerprint scanning area, you see. And it's also ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. Now if you see, ultrasonic fingerprint sensor is faster than your normal in-display fingerprint scanner. Also, I just have to tap and it's done. It's really amazing to see ultrasonic fingerprint scanner and it's fast. Now coming to the display, this is interesting. You get a 2K 120Hz AMOLED display on the iQOO 9 Pro and you get a 1080p 120Hz Full HD display on the iQOO 9. But iQOO 9 has a curved AMOLED display and an adaptive refresh rate. So see now when I'm scrolling, it is 120Hz. If I open the calculator, it drops down to 10 Hz. And now when I play a YouTube video, it's 43, 41, 30. I think it should settle down at 37, 35 Hz. So the refresh rate adapts as per the content on your screen. And suppose if I open a 120 FPS game, Alto's Adventure, the screen is now set to 120 Hz. Nice. Now both the displays are 10-bit displays and can go up to 1500 nits peak brightness. But in day-to-day life, in auto brightness, outdoor under direct sunlight, iQOO 9 Pro seems a little bit brighter to me. You get wideband L1, so 1080p playback on Netflix, Amazon Prime Video. And iQOO 9 Pro has 2022's flagship Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 and iQOO 9 comes with Snapdragon 888. Both have LPDDR5 RAM and UFS 3.1 storage. So in CPU throttling, both phones scored about 71% and 78%. But in day-to-day life, both phones are very smooth. The animation and app opening is very fluid. Same, see if I keep clicking photos, very fast. So day-to-day usage is far faster on both the phones. But does Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 heats? Which is better? Snapdragon 888 Plus, Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, we'll be doing a dedicated video on it. So good time to subscribe so that you don't miss on that. And iQOO also sent us this gaming pad. This is the Bluetooth game pad. And this is just one side, like I've seen for the first time, but Manu said it's pretty common. So let's play BGMI using it. So you can play extreme 60 FPS in HDR graphics, and if you go Ultra HD, it's only 40 FPS. So let's play at HDR extreme graphics because why not? Snapdragon 8 Gen 1.
Killing spree for the red team!
Overall, I like the gameplay. The gameplay was really smooth and it hasn't heated much. We have played one entire game and it hasn't heated that much. Now, camera was something I was really excited about because you get gimbal cameras on both iQOO 9 and iQOO 9 Pro. So you get a 50 megapixel main sensor on iQOO 9 Pro and 48 megapixel main sensor on iQOO 9. And once again, Manu sir, please pose. So the photos from the main sensor are really sharp. Like here, if I zoom in, I can see Manu's forehead very clearly. Same goes with my photo. You can see the dynamic range is good. But in this photo against bright sunlight, you can see the bench is still under dark and this grass area is dark. So HDR can be better. However, we'll look into this in the full camera review. And that gimbal camera gives you really good stabilization in videos. Like you can shoot up to 8K 30 FPS, but when you turn on stabilization, it can only go 4K 30 FPS. So here's a video of me running in like full speed, somewhat jogging, and you can see how stable the footage is.
See, I wanted to run faster, but Manu couldn't.
And you also get a 16 megapixel selfie camera, which can record up to 1080p 30 FPS. Here is the video quality. You can also judge the mic quality. And here are some photos from the selfie camera. The photos are a bit vibrant, but I really like the skin tone. The details are sharp enough in first impression. Now, one thing I noticed that you cannot switch lenses when you are recording video in the iQOO 9 Pro. Whereas in the iQOO 9, you can switch between wide angle, main camera and telephoto while the video is on. So I think iQOO should fix that with a software update. So now the iQOO 9 Pro has a 50 megapixel 150 degree fisheye ultra wide angle camera. Now when you take normal wide angle photos, the photos turn out a bit cropped, but then when you tap here, it goes into proper fisheye mode. Like you see over here, you also have some extra modes in fisheye, like this crystal ball, where things look like how you look through the door, and then you have an asteroid mode. Like these are fun little modes, you see. And the 50 megapixel wide angle camera also acts as macro camera, so I think this might be the highest megapixel macro camera in any smartphone. And that's not it. You also get a 16 megapixel 2.5x telephoto lens, which you can use to take portrait mode photos, and there are a lot of portrait mode filters as well. On the other hand, the iQOO 9 has a 13 megapixel ultra wide angle camera and 13 megapixel 2x telephoto camera. So both the phones are loaded with camera hardware, and we'll try to bring a dedicated camera video or at least a camera comparison. Now both the phones come with Android 12 right out of the box. You get FunTouch OS 12. Now you have lots of animation options. You can customize charging animation, fingerprint animation, basically everything. Now the haptic feedback is really good on both phones, but hear it. And now hear the iQOO 9. I found the haptic feedback to be a bit better on iQOO 9. So it has a dual X-axis motor, so it's stronger and you listen to that tuck 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 tuck. Now you do get some bloatware like mods on both phones, which can be easily uninstalled. There's hot apps, hot games. You can just go to settings, turn it off. Now iQOO should have at least avoided this on the iQOO 9 Pro. Like a flagship shouldn't have bloatwares in my opinion. You also get Google Dialer on both the phones, so
this call is now being recorded.
Now finally, you get a larger 4700 mAh battery on iQOO 9 Pro and a smaller 4350 mAh battery on iQOO 9. Both the phones support 120 watt charging, and iQOO says they can full charge in 19 minutes, 0 to 100. You get 14 bands of 5G on iQOO 9 Pro and 10 bands of 5G on iQOO 9. You also get good 4G plus carrier aggregation. Now you also get all the important sensors, NFC as well. There is wireless charging only on iQOO 9 Pro. It also supports iQOO's proprietary 50 watt wireless charging called Flash Charge. Also, iQOO is a sub-brand of Vivo, as you guys might know. So in case of warranty and all of that, you can use Vivo's 600 service center in India. So just 1 hour before the video goes live, we have the pricing, and this is the pricing of iQOO 9 Pro, iQOO 9 and iQOO 9 SE with and without card discounts. So I have a question for you guys. What is your priority when you are buying a flagship? And we'll surely try to put out videos on iQOO 9 and iQOO 9 Pro that will help you guys. Let us know if you have any questions. On that note, this is Pradeep signing off. See you pretty soon and pew pew!